Okay.
My stomach is churning.
Okay. We've got this. We can do this.
I need a cooling breath.
I need meditation.
Yeah.
I need to reconnect with nature.
Guys, we have never been farther from God.
I just immediately got the mouth sweats like as soon as we just sat down.
Oh my
to
god.
do this.
With these fucking lights on too, like.
This is too much stimulation.
I
want
to kill myself.
Why are you so tall right now?
I'm always tall. Why are you a midget?
You need to lower your seat right now.
It is kind of high.
There.
Oh my god.
Are
I feel
cute?
so humbled. Is this what it's like to be short?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Hi guys, welcome back.
Yeah.
The way I immediately go into like newscaster mode.
No, I hate that. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, we're keeping it real.
If we're gonna be 1,000% honest, you know, I hate saying this too because I feel like we always start episodes like this, and so we sound like alcoholics.
We're just crazy, yeah.
But we genuinely go out like what, maybe once or twice a month.
Once a month, but that's like the one time we see each other. We want to have fun. We want to go out, but we also need to get shit done and record.
Yeah.
So we're either like about to go out when we record, or we're like fighting for our life the next day.
Listen, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm a father of 4, and I need to have my one night off a month to get away from those little brats.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I need to relax. I need to let loose and, you know, take a drag every once in a while.
Literally.
And then regret it the next morning.
Yeah.
Also dancing bachata in the streets of Santa Barbara next to a hot dog stand.
Molly was giving a full dance lesson to anyone who would pass by.
Yeah.
In the streets of Santa Barbara.
Oh, do you remember those two guys that like just stopped and they're like, hello? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
When I was
we have
dancing?
a photo with them somewhere.
Wait, we do?
Yeah, it's on the digital camera.
Oh my god.
So funny. I told them they gave strong Sam and Frodo energy, and then they were like, what? And I left.
Gave what energy?
Lord of the Rings. For reference.
Oh. Wait, he totally did.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, he did,
fully.
for sure.
Anyway.
Anyways,
did we even explain? We went out. Had a little much to drink.
Literally, Ethan's hand is literally shaking.
Did you see that? I have the shakes so bad. I am gripping this microphone, white knuckling it because I am on the verge.
We're like the meme of the shaky like chihuahua.
Fully chihuahua.
The shaky chihuahua. That is literally us right now.
No, me and Molly were like, we need to touch grass.
Oh my god, wait, story time.
Okay.
So Ethan drags me to this fucking thrift store. Well, he didn't drag me because I'm like, oh, a thrift, I'll go anytime,
we wanted to
anywhere.
get some cute fits before Italy too.
But keep in mind, I was taking vodka shots with bartenders last night.
Oh, well, we were still drunk when we woke up this morning.
We were probably still drunk this morning. I get to the thrift store. The UV is like 20 right now. The sun is beating down on my face. I have no makeup on. I'm sweating profusely. Like, fighting these 13-year-olds for a fucking cardigan. And then there's no dressing room. Yeah. There's no dressing room. I go in the bathroom.
And the DJ is playing at volume 600.
They're playing house music.
I thought my brain was gonna vibrate out of my skull.
like, I'm literally fighting for my life in this bathroom. These 13-year-olds come in, slam the door wide open while my tits are out because I'm changing. Start talking about
By the way, Molly told me this story and the way she said it made it sound like she went in there to go to the bathroom and got fully nude. And I was dying. I was like, why did you get fully naked to go to the bathroom? Like, girl, just pee. You just have to take your...
Well, I was trying to tell him that I was,
You were trying on clothes, though.
I was planning on trying on clothes, but it was also a bathroom, and I was like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm sitting down, my clothes are hanging in front of me, I'm fighting for my life, I pull the clothes back, and guess what I see? The first thing I see is Ethan is a whore on the bathroom stall. It's
Brandon Sharpie.
I literally thought I was in a dream. I was like, what's going on?
That does feel like the simulation is like teasing us.
What's going on? Where am I? It was like, okay, so apparently
Meanwhile,
the thrift store...
I'm sucking dick in the other bathroom.
Apparently the thrift store is a club at night, so like there's like writing on the wall in the bathroom stall, and I just see that and I'm like, I take a picture of it, I'm like, Ethan has to use this for his Hinge profile.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's so fucking funny. It says, what is it followed by? Ethan is a whore.
Stay off Tinder or something.
But he has a big a big dick or something. Yeah. And I was like, you have to use this for your Hinge profile. You absolutely have to.
So funny.
Anyways, yeah, so then I'm like trying on the clothes. The 13-year-olds come in and they're like, oh my god, that is hella cute, but you could fucking find it on Depop. Like, these children literally... No, they're talking to each other. They literally have braces, and they're like, you fucking whore, you could find that on Depop so easily.
That is us, though. Like, I can't even be mad because I've said that exact sentence to you.
And I'm just sitting there like, what's going on? I'm just trying to buy some clothes for you.
Meanwhile, my head is spinning. I was like fully naked in the other bathroom, and this guy walked in, just had to take a piss, and I'm just standing there like staring into the mirror, layers of identity unfolding, like peeling back as I like fight for my life just to like. Oh,
meanwhile, these bitches are trying to steal my purse because I had it sitting on the counter and they thought someone left it there, and I was like, that's my purse, and they were like, oh. And then they're like...
Nips out. You're then like, they were like, stay away from my purse.
Then they were like, Ashley, how are we getting home? And she's like, my mom is picking you up. And I'm like, oh yeah, you guys are like 11.
Oh, same Ashley. I need my mom to come get
me. Well, I was like, I want my mom to come get me too.
Just like, Ashley, can your mom take me home?
Can we go?
Like, can she make us a snack?
I need like a blanket and a hot cocoa, please.
No, literally. Like,
oh my god.
Mommy time is so needed.
Anyways, yeah, so that was our night and day.
That was just today.
I'm also still, cracking up at last night at how I was, like, so excited to play pool. Yeah. But it was, like, 2 a.m.
Okay, first of all, we went to 2 different bars that both had pool tables. Yeah. And we didn't get to play at the first bar, so we're like, okay, next bar, bet. Yeah. We got this. Yeah. There was, like, 2 guys playing, and they were almost done.
Yeah, they're like, you guys can play after.
Yeah. Keep in mind, it's, like, 1:40 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we're like, bet. We're ready. Yeah. We got teams, everything. We're ready to go. And then as soon as they finish, the fucking bartender comes over and he's like, sorry guys, we're closing.
Last call, you're done. And I was like so disappointed. I was like, no.
Molly, I was like, no, you were not accepting it.
I was like, no, I'm gonna play. Like, I was like, don't move this. Yeah. I'm going to play. He was like, I'll comp you a drink. And I was like, done.
Yeah.
Sold.
No hesitation.
So easily sold.
She was like, okay, sold, yeah.
And then I go up to the bar. I march to the bar. Marissa came out.
Marissa was in full swing, yeah.
And I marched to the bar and I go up to the bartender and I'm like, he promised me a drink. And the guy's like, who?
It was so aggressive. I was like, you could say hello. Whatever happened to hello? How are you?
The bartender was like, who? And I was like, the man in the fedora. You tell the rest.
So we're like, for some reason this bartender had a fedora on. I don't know. He was living his best life.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, in the fedora? And we're like, yeah, the fedora. Like, does he not work here?
Yeah.
And so this guy, this random man, who also happened to be in a fedora, walks by. And the bartender goes, is that the guy?
And I was like, no. Why are there so many men in fedoras
like
here?
Multiple men in fedoras in like their 40s. I was like, what is this?
What are you doing here?
I felt like we were...
Was it a fedora convention?
No, like no one in real life wears a fedora. I feel like that's like, unless it's like a 1920s movie, or you know what it is? It gives like, do you remember those like the me sims that you'd make for the Wii?
Yes, yeah.
I feel like the only people who would be caught dead wearing a fedora is like
the me sim, yeah.
Like, didn't they have an option to do like a little fedora hat?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like incognito or something.
No, this is like all these things that have happened in the past 24 hours. The fedora men, the Ethan is
so
a whore.
Weird.
I'm like, did I die? And this is like a... What's happening?
We have turned the corner on reality, and we are living in another dimension.
I'm like, this isn't real right now. But
I'm like literally grasping onto reality by straw. Yeah. Like, I'm hanging by a thread.
But Ethan and I were
You got the
sad.
drink though.
Well, I got the drink.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cheers with
the guy finally came over, and they all did a shot.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
I am sad though. When we went to breakfast this morning, Ethan and I literally had the best conversation of our life, probably because we were still drunk, and we didn't record it. So we're so sorry. This is the beta version of our conversation.
No, honestly though, like I feel like it's good. Like we'll get it out there. Yeah.
Yeah. So today we're talking about atoms.
Adam Carolla. Adam Sandler.
What is Adam Carolla?
Adam Carolla, the person.
Is that a man?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
There's another Adam.
Okay.
Adam and Eve.
We wanted to talk about how when you put too much focus on something, you're not going to achieve it. Because that's what we were talking about this morning.
To the point of obsession.
To the point of obsession.
Yeah. Because I do think, like, if you're talking about, like, goal setting or, like, having ambition and, like, dreams, you do have to pursue that constantly to get there. I do believe that. However, I think there's a difference between having a fixed goal that you're working towards and basically just sitting and ruminating and obsessing on something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which, like, I don't want to confuse that with manifestation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think manifestation is a very mental game. You know what I mean? Like, but it's more like I would describe it as like manifestation is more of like a mindset, and obsession is, I'd say it's a mindset too, but it's more toxic than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not productive.
Yeah, it's not. So we were saying that idea and like how, let's say you really want to be like the CEO of a company. If you just keep like obsessing over how you're not the CEO of a company yet and you like really want to be, it can be helpful, like you said, if you're like manifesting and then you're actually putting actions towards that manifestation. Yeah. But if you're just obsessing over it and not doing anything productive and you're just thinking about it all the time, you're not going to make any progress. You're going to be stuck. And I was like, oh, have you heard about like the that theory that like atoms stop moving when they're observed? And he was like, no. So we looked it up, and this is like a whole thing in quantum physics where it's called the quantum.
She blew my mind with this. Okay, I was like, this sounds fake.
Yeah, and it goes along with the idea that like when you focus too much on something, it's not going to happen for you. Like, you know, your career or love or whatever. If you're obsessed with the idea of love, but you're not giving yourself love and you're not putting action towards it, you're not going to move anywhere. So
yeah, it's almost like by staying in, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's like by staying in that like mindset of desiring something and wanting it, you are depriving yourself of actually getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're still thinking of it as something that you don't have.
Yes, and that's manifestation, you know what I mean? Is thinking that you already have it. Because your mind is so powerful.
I want it, I've got it.
I want it, I got it. Like, your mind is so powerful that if you believe that you have it, you're just gonna automatically start doing things that help you get there. Yeah. So, like, let's say you want to lose 20 pounds or whatever. Yeah. If you already believe that you're like a healthy, active person, you're gonna start acting like a healthy, active person. Yeah, you do kind of have to like
gaslight yourself into it a little bit.
So I'm listening to this audiobook, and he was like he gave that exact example where he was like, I had a friend who was trying to lose,
and they really didn't want gonorrhea.
And then they were like, I don't have gonorrhea.
Yeah, and it just went away.
No, and then she wanted to lose 40 pounds, and she was like, I just changed, and she did lose 40 pounds, and to do that, she was like, I just asked myself the question every day, what would a healthy person do? Would they take the bus, or would they walk? Yeah. Would they have a salad, or would they have a burrito? And it's like, you just start, this can be applied to anything. You just start, like, if you want to be a runner, you're like, oh, I am a runner. I do this every day.
That's the thing, is like, you do, I mean, not to like sponsor Nike, but like, you do just kind of have to do it. You know what I mean? Like, just do it.
Well, just believe that you already are that person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like people who are like, oh, I can't pull off that clothing item, like that tank top or whatever. You know what I mean? There is no difference between someone who wears that tank top and you. Yeah. It's just they had the confidence to wear it because they liked it, and it looks good on them. Yeah. Or maybe it doesn't, but they still wearing it. You know what I mean? Like, you can, I mean, this sounds stupid, but you literally can do whatever you want. Yeah. You just have to believe that you can.
I think you're right, though. I think the difference is, like, manifesting versus obsession. Like, you don't want to be obsessed with something because you're giving it, like, negative energy, and, like, it's coming from a place of desperation and not abundance. When you're coming from a place of abundance, like, I already have, I already have this. Yeah. I am living an abundant life. Yeah. I'm living full of love. Then you're gonna attract that.
I feel like that especially is so true for any kind of dating. Like, like, I don't know, it's just not attractive. Because if you think about it, like, have you ever gone out with someone or even met someone who's, like, so into you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's coming from a place of desperation.
It's coming from a place of desperation.
Nobody wants...
And desire.
Nobody... It doesn't... It's not attractive.
It's not attractive. Because I mean, sure, it can be flattering, but it doesn't make you want the other person anymore.
Yeah. What's attractive is when people are living so abundantly and, like, full of love, and they love their life, and they don't need you.
They don't need you.
They don't need you, and you would just be, like, a cherry on top.
Yeah.
And it's not that desperation. That's attractive.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was telling Ethan about this theory. It's called the Quantum Zeno effect.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read this little spiel. So Google says, I just looked up this experiment.
Our reliable sources, Google.
Okay, wait, let me look at what source this is coming from. Cornell, it's the Cornell Chronicle.
Okay. Work.
Google says, yes, atoms can stop moving when observed, which is called the Quantum Zeno effect. This effect is a prediction of quantum theory that demonstrates how observation can suppress quantum tunneling. In a 2015 experiment, Cornell physicists cooled and created a gas of about 1 billion rubidium atoms in a vacuum chamber and suspended them between laser beams. The atoms were observed under a microscope, and the researchers found that the atoms tunneled freely when the imaging laser was off or on, or only dimly on.
And by tunneled, that means, like, moved around.
Moving, yeah. However, as the laser beam became brighter and measurements were taken more frequently, the tunneling, or movement, decreased significantly. The atoms would only move when the scientists turned down the laser intensity or turned it off completely.
Interesting. It's almost like, the saying, like, deer in headlights?
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, and...
Like, when you're that aware that you're being watched, it's almost like, I don't know, it can be kind of petrifying.
Yeah.
I think that's why so many people have, like, stage fright.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You're putting too much, like... And we were talking about this morning, it's like, it's weird and it's kind of eerie because it's almost like God or nature doesn't want to be observed. It's just like, just trust the process. Like, you don't need to know what's going on. Like, humans just stop trying. Like, just go with the flow and, like, accept what is.
But, like, our smallest form of organic life, the atom, literally is conscious enough, I mean, I don't know if conscious is the right word, but, like, sentient enough to know when it's being observed and it stops moving.
Yeah.
That's chilling.
It
made me feel like we're in, like, a video game or something. You know what I mean?
The proof, Ethan is a whore. That was, like, so simulation. I was like, what's
Ethan
going
is
on
a whore.
right now?
Can we release merch that says Ethan is a whore?
Yes!
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
we should do it with a photo of that thing. Oh my god, okay.
For sure.
Stay tuned.
I'm so excited for our merch. It's gonna pop off.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this idea that, like, when you put too much focus on something...
has there ever been a time in your life where you feel like you've been so fixated on something that it has, like, eluded you?
Yes, for sure.
Do you have an example?
Well, I think it creates, like, a self-fulfilling prophecy when you're coming from a place of negativity, like, and fear and worry that you're gonna lose something or maybe you're not going to achieve something.
Yeah.
So, like, I have 2 examples. The first one is applying to med school.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I did it, I was so scared.
Yeah.
I was so scared and, like, fearful and, like, felt like I wasn't good enough. And I procrastinated and I ended up not getting any interviews or anything.
Yeah.
Because I procrastinated and it was like this self-fulfilling prophecy. The second time I applied, I believed in myself more, I was more confident, and I ended up getting 2 interviews, even though I didn't ultimately get in because I think they could tell I didn't want to. But
you do have to want it, like, for it to be worth it.
That has to be your whole life.
Yeah.
And it was not for me, and I think it was a good thing that I didn't get in. But I ended up getting 2 interviews, and I was more successful. Same with the MCAT, I was more successful the second time I took it because I believed in myself more. I was more confident going into it. And then same thing with, like, my love life. There's been times where I was really coming from a place of desperation and, like, anxiety that I was going to lose this person, and then I did end up losing them because...
Yeah. It is. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Because I was coming from desperation.
Yeah. Honestly, I hate it. But I think I've been in that kind of, like, energy lately, too. Mm-hmm. At least romantically. And part of that, I'm sure, is, like... I mean, I like, just quit my job. So I don't have a job right now. I am finishing school. I'm done with school. And I'm going to be moving. So I think I'm just, like, so untethered. Like, I haven't had anything that's, like, anchoring me anywhere. You know what I mean?
That's kind of a scary feeling, yeah.
It's scary. And so I think I am really craving the stability of, like, a relationship or, like, a partner.
Yeah.
And so, like, with the few men that I've, like, gone on dates with recently, I've noticed that I am feeling a lot more, like, clingy and, like, I don't know, just, like, more needy and desperate than I normally am.
Yeah.
And it's, like, I don't know, it's such a character shift for me, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, usually I'm, like, a lot more aloof.
Yeah, me too.
Which, of course, makes people want you more.
Are you meeting these people on the apps?
No.
Because I feel like the apps...
No, I met both of them in person.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, when it comes to the online dating, that's, like, a whole other thing, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was feeling like that the past, like, year, and recently I've been feeling better, and I've actually been getting a lot more attention and more dates because I'm more confident, and the only thing that changed was my mindset.
Yeah.
I, before, was, like, putting this pressure on myself, like, I want a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then I almost had a boyfriend, and I was like, is this actually what I want?
Yeah.
And then I was like...
No, literally.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So then...
I don't know if you didn't really talk about it much because I know you were still in the process of things, but...
Yeah.
You dated, are you okay mentioning? You dated that guy.
Yeah. For like 4 months.
Heart. Yeah, like 4 or 5 months.
Great guy. He's amazing. I hope he finds all the happiness in the world.
And then, but yeah, I think you were like, realized it just like...
It just wasn't it.
Wasn't it.
And then after that, I've been like... I was kind of still like, yeah, I want a boyfriend, but then more recently, I was like, do I though? Like, I'm having so much fun.
Do I?
Do I though? Like, I'm having so much fun with you and, like, the pod and school and going out.
I'm having a great time.
Traveling.
I love my life, yeah.
I love my life. And so I changed my Hinge profile to say, instead of I'm looking for a long-term relationship, now it says, still figuring out goals, and then you can, like, write underneath anything you want, and I said, I'm in love with my life right now, and so I'm just trying to meet new people, but if I meet the right person, I'd be open to something more serious. And that changed everything. Like, just being true to who I was instead of putting pressure on myself.
Well, just that mindset, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of putting the pressure on myself to, like, find someone, now I'm just, like, having fun. And meeting new people?
What I have found too, I will say, like, every one of my long-term relationships, I mean, there's only been 2, but, like, of my 2 long-term relationships, both times when I met both of the guys, I literally was not looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally the farthest thing from my mind.
Same.
But they just, like, came into my life, and I liked them both a lot.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, it just worked. But, like, every time that I've, like, desired a relationship and wanted a partner, it doesn't manifest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think part of that is because you're like desperate for it. You know what I mean? And what I don't like about that either is that when you aren't content with your life the way it is, you try to adjust yourself, whether it's conscious or not, to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. To ultimately to stay with them or keep them in your life. And so I think that's how a lot of people end up getting into, like, kind of toxic relationships or relationships where they're not very happy, is they're meeting someone when they're in that headspace of whether you just got out of a breakup, you're insecure, or, like, you're in that kind of, like, more needy feeling.
Yeah.
Or desperate, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Then you subconsciously adjust yourself to make a relationship work with someone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But that's not sustainable.
No.
Because
the truth always comes out.
It always comes out, and you want to be yourself, I would think.
That's, like, your default. You're always going to go back to your default mode, which is yourself. It's your truth. So you just be honest with yourself from the beginning.
Yeah. And be honest with them.
Be honest with them and be true to yourself.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not, you're only wasting your time and theirs.
Yeah, if you're trying to impress someone and, like, change everything about yourself, it's just not gonna work. Like, I went on a date the other day, and, like, right off the bat, I was like, oh, he reminds me of my ex.
Yeah.
And I got bad vibes. And then...
Immediate ick.
And then, I was on the date and I felt like I was getting talked at the whole time and like...
I hate that.
And I was like, this is a no. Like the whole time I was like, this is a no, this is a no. But then I went to the bathroom and I came back and it was really weird. He was like, okay, you ready? Like, can I walk you to your car? And I was like, oh, like it's only been like, usually I go on dates for like 2 hours, 2.5. It had been like an hour and a half, which is actually not that long for like...
Well, for like a first
snacks and... I don't know.
For a quick drink.
It just felt a little bit abrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it felt
the
like
energy shifted.
I thought it wasn't over.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it was exactly, but like I felt like it wasn't over, and it felt like an abrupt ending. And then
Do you know what I just thought of?
What?
I bet you he thought you were going to the bathroom to like text a friend with like.
I didn't bring my purse.
Did you have your phone?
No.
Maybe he thought you were gonna come up with an excuse or something to leave, and so he wanted to be the one to like. Get out of there before, you know what I mean?
I don't know. It was really weird.
I could see that.
I really don't know why, but then he walked me to my car, like he was a gentleman.
Well, that's nice.
But it felt like I had been like rejected, and even though the whole date I was like, oh, this is a no.
Yeah.
After that I was like, whoa, like, why didn't he like me? Like, and then I was like, wait, why do I even care?
Isn't that crazy though? Like, I have experienced that exact thing where it's like, I would not... You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that Euphoria audio that it's like, I mean, I was gonna say no, but why are you saying no?
Why are you saying no?
Yeah, no, literally. Because sometimes there's nothing worse than being rejected by someone that you aren't interested in.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
of course.
What, I'm not good enough for you?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that is funny.
Not that that was even a rejection, but like, I don't know, it turns my stomach. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah, and then I definitely think he wasn't into it because he hasn't texted me yet. So.
Well, listen, like... Sometimes you just don't vibe with someone, and that's fine.
I don't need a balding 29-year-old Yale dropout. It's fine.
Slay.
And then...
I'll take any man. I can't relate.
That was so mean. I'm sorry.
Do you have a penis?
He was nice. He was nice. That was so mean. I'm such a Sagittarius. I'm such a bitch.
I need to have sex.
What?
What? Who said that? I'm sorry, I'm horny.
You guys were really fucking unhinged today.
I'm hungover.
I can't do this anymore. I literally almost had a panic attack in the middle of this episode, but I pulled it together.
I've been fighting one off for the past 20 minutes. Excuse me.
That just sent me over the edge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a psychotic break. But...
They probably didn't even hear that on the mics, but
I know.
there was a motorcycle that just went by.
But yeah, the point of today's episode is to stop obsessing, start manifesting, come from a place of abundance, not desperation.
It's true. Genuinely, I promise you, you will get... I don't know if it's just a state of mind or like genuinely the universe working in your favor, but when you approach life, whether it's like you're looking for a job or a relationship, whatever it is you desire or are trying to attain, if you walk into that interview, that date, whatever it is, with the confidence that like, even if this specific guy isn't it, or this specific job isn't the one for you, you're gonna be like fine and you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
It comes to you. It's so, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like we talked about this before at the manifestation episode, but like, you just gotta like, I hate this because it's so corny and so cliche, but genuinely, when you believe you have something in the bag, you just get it. Like it comes to you. Yeah.
And so that's why I just keep telling myself that I have a rich husband.
Yeah. What does Kendall Jenner say? I don't chase.
I don't chase. I attract. Yeah.
Genuinely. Mm-hmm. Which I don't like. Not to say that you shouldn't. I don't like that saying per se because I think it comes with like an air of superiority. Yeah. Which I'm not on board with. I mean, you would think, but I do think staying humble and yet believing that you are worthy of great things is the key to success. Yeah. I think self-love is like not narcissistic or selfish. Yeah. And we were also talking about like how when you have self-love, you're so able to give it to other people. But I think that's a whole other episode where we should do. But also I was thinking like, I wanted to say in this episode,
everything is energy, and like attracts like. So if you're happy and abundant, you're gonna attract happy and abundant people.
That is so true. That's why I never fuck with people who are like, oh,
really negative.
Well, yes, period.
Yeah.
But people who are like, oh, my ex is crazy.
Oh,
my roommate is crazy.
Yeah.
My old roommate was crazy.
That's what this Yale person said, yeah.
It is the biggest red flag. The minute I hear that, pew, out the door.
Yeah.
Because you genuinely do attract the energy that you put out. And granted, sometimes we all are in like crazy headspaces.
Yeah.
And we've all been like, you don't need to tell me twice. Like, we all have those times in our lives where we probably are acting crazy, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, you do birds of a feather flock together. I have so many like little kernels of like wisdom and phrases in this episode. And I do think that whatever energy or vibe that you give off is what you're gonna get back.
Yeah.
Whether it's from people, your job, whatever it is, like, you do bring that energy into your life simply by inhabiting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and kind of going back to like the quantum theory and everything, like atoms are always vibrating, energy is always moving. No, hold on, I have a point and I'll get to it.
No, I'm sorry.
I have a point. Okay, I do sound like a bimbo, but it's fine.
No, just the atoms are always vibrating.
Atoms are always vibrating, and energy is always moving. Energy is not created nor destroyed. It's constantly in motion.
E equals MC squared.
E equals MC squared. And so, like, when you're on a higher vibration, I sound really woo-woo, but when you're, like, living on a higher vibration, you're going to attract people and things and energy like that.
Yeah.
Like attracts like. Like, when I moved to Newport for the first time, I was so happy and, like, energetic that I was in this new place, and I was, like, inspired and optimistic, and I would walk up to, like, cash registers at Trader Joe's or whatever, and I wouldn't say anything, but I was just, like, so happy to be there that people would just start talking to me and, like, just they would want to ask questions and, like, have conversations.
I don't know that Trader Joe's is a good example because
but
those cashiers will have, like, 2 fingers inside you while they're, like,
That's true.
running your groceries.
That's true. But no, this was happening at, like, CVS everywhere, and I was just so happy. And then when I go in there and I'm, like, on my period and I'm having a bad day and not wearing makeup, and I'm, like, literally don't say anything, but I'm just putting out an energy that I don't want to be fucked with, nobody talks to me.
It's cosmic. Like, people read energy before you even open your mouth.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They do.
Yeah, they say that, a good example is my old therapist, I used to walk in the room and she would be like, "What's wrong?" And I wouldn't say anything. And they say that some people are very intuitive and they can just, like, tell by body language and facial. I think that most people can do that, though, and they don't even realize that they have that superpower. Yeah. They don't even realize that you have this superpower called intuition.
Well, if you're tuned into what's going on. Like, I do think, I'm guilty of this for sure. Sometimes I can live in my own world, where I'm just like, la la. But, if you're paying attention, you can absolutely read someone and see how they're feeling. Yeah. Just by looking at them. And a lot of the times, so many people show how they're feeling right on their face. Yeah. Like, I'm so guilty of this. If I don't like someone, you'll know.
Oh, me too.
You'll know. You can.
The people I don't like, they know that I don't like them. I'm sorry. I
know. Which is so bad, but, like.
I'm sorry. There's not that many of them.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I genuinely don't really have beef with anyone, but like, if it's just a situation or something, like, it's pretty obvious. Yeah. You know. Mhm. I'm not good at hiding my emotions.
Me neither. But yeah.
I think it's because I used to do it for so long, though. You know what I mean?
Same. We were just talking about that. Yeah. That's a whole other episode, too. Yeah. About how we were mute for 15 years. But...
Nonverbal.
We were literally nonverbal children.
We were.
But yeah, I think that's it for today. Do you have any closing thoughts?
I have, like, one thought in my head.
Literally, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know how words are coming out of my mouth.
I don't even know what the thought is.
I don't know how words are coming out of my mouth. They're just happening.
Yeah. They're just happening. Literally, this episode just happened, and I'm so apologetic to anyone who had to listen to this. But I feel like we made some salient points.
I think it was good.
Yeah. closing thoughts. I just wanted to, I think...
Yeah, anyways, sure. Absolutely.
That reminds me of that video of
Emma
Ariana
Stone?
Grande.
Oh
no. What's the Emma Stone video?
Where she's like, have you ever had a... Wait.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes. That's exactly... No, yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, like, don't... Because try to avoid the desperate energy. I feel like I'm having a stroke.
Don't obsess over things.
Don't obsess, which is... It's so much easier said than done, too.
Let it flow. Trust the process.
Go for a walk.
Go for a walk and, like, just be wherever... I love the phrase, wherever I am... Wait. Wherever I go, that's where I am. Wherever I go, that's where I am. Like...
Wherever I go, that's where I am.
Yeah, because you're just in the moment. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be okay.
And you're meant to be there.
You're meant to be here. You're in the...
Yeah.
What's the other saying? I'm running out of sayings now.
Well, I think we've done too much.
We've done too many. That's gonna blow up their brains.
Yeah, my brain is already, like, scrambled. But yeah, like, I genuinely do think everything comes in due time, and it's just a matter of having the patience and...
The belief.
And the belief.
You just, like, honestly...
I promise you, like, holding on to optimism, as hard as it is, especially with all the, like, shit that life throws at you, it's so worth it.
Oh, quick ending thought. I've been rewatching How I Met Your Mother, and I was like, I never really thought that much. I was just like a fun show when I was in high school. Now I'm like, God damn, this man is the most optimistic and, like,
well, also strong-willed.
Insane. Yeah, slightly insane.
You have to be, though, to be single and
for that
date
long,
for, like, 12 years.
And hold the belief that your wife is still out there.
Yeah.
But I think that that's the point of the show, is they think, like, they're trying to show you that, like, that's kind of what you have to do. You just have to hold the belief that everything will work out. And that doesn't mean that, like, you have to believe that you're going to find your husband or wife. It's just, like, you hold the belief that everything's going to work out. And that, like, the universe has your back. Yeah. And that everything works in your favor.
And weirdly enough, when you don't believe it, it doesn't, like,
exactly.
It won't work
out. Self-fulfilling prophecy. So, yeah. And on that note, we're going to go get our lobotomies.
Yeah. Hi, we have a 2:15 appointment for 2 lobotomies. Yeah. Oh, great. Okay.
A lobotomy would slap right now.
Slap the brain right out of my head. My God. Oh.
Okay. Thanks for listening, you guys. Tune in next week. Catch us on Instagram, Personally I Wouldn't Podcast. Email's the same. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
And listen, we're both single, and we would love to go on a date. So if you want to take us out...
Our DMs are open.
DMs are open. What's your Instagram? Malwalt?
Malwalt. Malwalt. The lobotomy's
MOLLWALT.
Yes.
On Instagram. And I'm Ethan Walters with 2 A's in Ethan.
Yeah. Go follow us. Slide into the DMs.
Yeah, slide in the DMs.
Alright, love you guys. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye.
Bye, chicos. Bye, chicas.